Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you. And of course, for the last session, we have the all of the three speakers to join the session and give a talk. And now, this is my co-chair, Professor Relly, is now. Hi, Professor Relly.
Hi, sorry I'm late because I have another conference in Morocco.
Okay.
So,
In Morocco, I'm
yeah,
in
yeah.
A10. I'm in A10, Greece. So the meeting the first time we met in the CEUD meeting, like in Barcelona, like 6 years ago, I think.
Yeah. I think
So
it's the
please,
first time.
Professor Relly, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Olarik, for your has already lead the discussion, lead the discussion on the previous session. So regarding for the organizing, I have to lead the last session of the Haifu conference. Now we have maybe the last speaker, Dr. Hime. He will talk about learning curve of Haifu in training experiences in China. So before she will give a lecture, I will introduce her. Dr. Himin is the Director of Training Department, Engineering Research Center of Ultrasound Medicine, China. She is also Senior Training Lecturer, High Intensive Focus Ultrasound Training based on China, and International Society of Minimal Invasive and Virtual Surgery, and has successfully provide clinical technical guidance and physician training for ultrasound ablation treatment in the hospital, at home, and abroad, including South Africa, Argentina, Hong Kong, Spain, and etc. And also she has a lot of publication has already published by her and internationally and nationally journal. Now this time is yours, Dr. Min. Please, time for you to talk.
Okay. Thanks for the introduction. Okay, I'm glad to give this lecture tonight. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. My topic tonight is the learning curve of Haifu and our training experience in China. At the beginning, let's see these videos. This video show us the traditional 3 kinds of treatment methods. The first one is traditional open surgery, and the second one is laparoscopic surgery, and the third one is Haifu. These videos, this methods, this treatments represents the evolution of surgery in recent 200 years, and we can see there is a lot of differences among these 3 kinds of methods. And after the treatment, we can see the skin. The abdominal wall is very different. For the traditional surgery, we can see there is a big scar on the abdominal wall. And for the laparoscopic surgery, there is only 3 small holes, small scar. But for Haifu, the abdominal wall is very smooth. It's wonderful. And for the uterus, we can see the first two kinds of surgery. The scar on the uterus is very, very large. And for the Haifu, there is no damage for Haifu. So, as doctors, which kind of treatments, which kind of surgery do you like? Which is your favorite? And also, if you are patient, which one are you willing to choose? So we talk about the learning curve of HIFU tonight. So at first, we should know what are the characteristics of HIFU. The first characteristic is non-invasive. There is no damage for the organs, for the abdominal wall. And the second characteristic is image guidance. That means we can use ultrasonic or MRI image to guidance the whole procedure. The third one is real-time monitoring. This means through real-time monitoring, under the ultrasonic monitoring mode, we can judge the treatment effects according to the change of the grayscale changes and the focus. And if we use MRI guidance, we can follow the change of temperature and the focus to judge the treatment effects. So what are the indications of HIFU? Professor Zhang Lian just showed us we can do benign and malignant solid tumors. That means breast, liver, kidney, pancreas, or uterus, we can do this. In other words, as long as we can establish a safe acoustic pathway here, we can treat the solid tumors. So according to different surgical methods, the requirements for learning doctors are also different. We usually use a learning curve to discuss the mastery of our technology. So what is learning curve for doctors? The learning curve is defined as a graphic representation of performance against experience. It plays an important role in deciding when trainees can. The first one is operates independently. The second, starts performing more complex cases in a safe manner and achieve better patient outcomes. So according to these requirements, what are the basic requirements for doctors to learn HIFU? We know that all the doctors from clinic-based major can do this treatment. That means gynecologists and obstetrics, oncology, surgery, breast surgery, also medical imaging. So all the clinic-based major can do HIFU. And the second requirement is that the doctor needs some image recognition ability, both ultrasound and MRI. The third requirement is that we need to have some understanding of HIFU. So all clinic doctors can learn HIFU, but doctors with different backgrounds has their own characteristics. For example, gynecologists are familiar with imaging anatomy and have strong ability in practice. And for radiologists are familiar with application of ultrasonic operation. And there is some difference between traditional surgery and HIFU, and all between the traditional diagnostic ultrasonic imaging. The transducer of HIFU system is bottom mounted. The image is displayed in the opposite direction during HIFU. So we need to talk about the factors affecting the HIFU doctor's learning curve. According to our experience, the ultrasonic image recognition ability is very important. It's a basic requirement, and also clinic experience and HIFU treatment related knowledge. Also, what affects the learning curve directly is the number of cases the doctors do, and also the operation frequency. So what are the indications we use to evaluate the learning effects of doctors? We use the sonication time, treatment time, MTV ratio to evaluate if the HIFU treatment is effective, and we also use serious or major complications to evaluate the treatment if safe. So according to our experience in China, since in 2005, the high-intent focus ultrasound tumor treatment training base was established by Chinese government. And since 2005, we began to train HIFU doctors, and we also found some problems in this process. So therefore, in 2018, we set up a special training center in Chongqing. In this center, we built a training platform for simulated images and simulators based on image viewing and computer digital technology. And we also established the HIFU parallel system combined with real-time surgery sensors in clinic centers, realizing one-to-many clinic instruction. Okay, this is our training mode. This is our training system. This includes 2 weeks theoretical study and 10 weeks clinic study. For these 2 parts, our doctors can accompany 30 to 40 cases, and when this 12 weeks study is over, almost all the doctors can do HIFU treatments independently. And they will also have another system to support the training. For example, on-site support or remote support will do some upgrade classes when there is some necessary. And these are some of our 2 weeks training content. This includes HIFU treatment system and working principle, biologic effects and mechanism, and minimally invasive and non-invasive concepts and clinic thinking training, EMG regulation, ability, ultrasound-guided focused ultrasound surgery operation training, and also the most important one, the prevention and management of complications. And after all of these classes, we take some assessments and do some evaluation for doctors. These are some of our lessons. Now we can say we have a room. We have a classroom that can accommodate 30 people to sit in, and our set of HIFU treatment system only for teaching, only for training. And we also have a human models, and these human models can give us the opportunity to simulate the HIFU procedure. There is a picture from our lesson, our theoretic teaching. And for this one, we just use the HIFU system for ox liver experiments that can show how necrosis causes. And this part will show us there is some necrosis in the ox liver. And also we use the human models, and in the pelvic of this human models, we see some phantom that is simulated as fibers. And we can use this unit to simulate the HIFU procedure. Then our trainees just sit from here and just do the whole procedure, just like we do HIFU treatment for patients. And we can see this phantom is before HIFU, and this one is after HIFU. If the trainees can cause the necrosis like this in the phantom, that means he or she just do the right procedure. And there is some difficulties for our clinic doctors because they don't have enough image regulation ability. So we use the ultrasonic and MR image viewing technology. Then for this system can shorten the learning time. And we also have a parallel operating room. These 2 screens can show the the treatment real time in the our treatment room, and then our teachers just stand here to explain the whole procedure and answer the questions of our trainings. So we can teach more than one doctors one time. And we also have the opportunities to enter the operating room to learning and to observe the real treatment and the reaction of the patients. And also our teachers can explain how to operate, how to do the Haifu, how to do the procedures, and how to deal with the reaction of patients. After these 2 weeks theoretic training, our doctors, our trainees will go to the clinic training basis. We have 20 clinic training bases, and one of these training bases are from the top hospitals in China. Its clinic training center has more than 2,000 cases of HIFU treatment, and almost all of them have no serious complications during their work. So this is the first stage training. That includes 2 weeks basic theory training and 10 weeks clinic operation. And during this period, they can almost all the doctors can finish 30 to 40 patients have treatment. And after the training, we do some evaluation. If they pass the examination, they can obtain certificate. And this means that they can do HIFU treatments independently. And if necessary, after the first stage, our doctors just go back to their own hospital and do the HIFU treatments by themselves. But if necessary, if they meet some very difficult with complex, very special patients, we can use a telemedicine center. This telemedicine center can connect globally. So if you need, we can help. So according since 2005, 2,150 professional doctors have been completed the basic theory trainings, and 1,726 come from China, and 414 came from abroad. And during of these 2,150 doctors, 425 doctors completed the whole training process and obtained certificates of Haifu. We can see since 2015, we only have 16 doctors have obtained the qualification certificate, but to 2021, there is over about 130 doctors. We analyzed the learning situation of these 412 doctors with the qualification certificate. We found that before 2018, the average learning time was 5.6 months. The average number of patients treated during the period of training was 70. But after 2018, the average learning time was only 2.6 months, and the patients was only 54. Why this happened? Because during the training procedure, we found something is not so good. So we established the training center in 2018. So this is a change. And we also find that the treatment time tended to be stable after the training after the training completed 39 here, 39 patients. And also the sonication time want to be stable after the training completed for 34 patients. So, and also the operation frequency affects the learning curve very much. We can see the learning curve of the Dr. A for this part. For this part, we can see that Dr. A only do 2 patients per month, but Dr. B do 7 patients per month. So there is some difference between a lot of difference between them. We can see that for Dr. Z, the function between acceptable H0 here is 33, but for the Dr. B, when the doctor finished the 13 patients treatment, we can see this line is just crossed down H0 here. That means his treatment is stable. And we can see that when this is show the patients we treated by Haifu for these years. We can see the increase of number of patients treated with Haifu year is increased very much year by year. And we analyzed these reasons why this happened. The first is development of Haifu system. This is the key factor. And also the improvement of clinic protocol. This is also very important. And also more and more doctors are involved and receive the systematic training. So maybe we are a lot of people want doubt the results of the trainings, the new doctors treatments. So we are also very concerned about this. So we did 2 retrospective studies. All this with this data are come from our clinic training basis. So this data can well show the operation results during doctor's learning curve. So for the first study, we analyzed the 10 centers, including 10,018 cases. This is from 2006 to 2013. We can see that the average treat time for uterine fibroids is 1,243 seconds, and the NPV ratio is 8.3. And for the side effects, we can see that there is the total side effects is 10.6%, and for the class grade A is 95%, and class B 3.4, and class C and class D is 0.45%. And in another study with retrospective on side effects, this includes 27,053 cases. This study analyzed the data from 2011 to 2017. We can see the treatment time is much shorter. It's only 72, and the sonication time is only 607 seconds, and the NPV ratio is 85%. So the side effects, we can see that the class A, there is only 47, and class B is only 0.79. I do some comparison behind. We can say this is the serious side effects happened in these years. This is the proportion of severe complication of grade C and above. We can see since 2011 to 2017, it's decreased very much. And this is another included from the 2009 to 2020. we can see the severe instance, the serious adverse effects is only below the 0.5%. So I do some comparison here. From these two studies, we can see that the side effects is decreased very much, and also the treatment results. The studication time, the treatment time decreased. So that means our training is effective and safety. So I do some conclusion here. Doctors can achieve the standard of independent treatments by completing HIFU treatments of 30 to 40 patients. This means even the junior doctors who have just graduated from medical school, they finish 30 to 40 patients. They have no clinic experience. They can do HIFU treatments independently. And the treatment frequency is one of the main factors affecting doctors' learning curve. Centralized and systematic training can greatly shorten the learning time. Clinic experience will affect the learning curve of HIFU doctors. The doctors who with more clinic experience have shorter learning time. Okay, thank you so much. This is my sharing.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Min, for your nice presentation about the learning curve of the doctor who learned the HIFU treatment. So we can open for the discussion. Is there any question from audience?
Hi, I have some questions. May I have questions?
Yes, please, Dr. Ronald.
So of course, we know that now is there's a COVID infection all over the world. So how about the protocol if we want to enter the China to do the training? Do I have do the quarantine, something like that?
You mean, pardon, sorry. You mean you want to come to Chongqing?
Yes, yes. If we want to go to the Chongqing to do the training, because we know that learn from the expert is the best. Okay, we have the telemedicine, but it's not same as face-to-face training, right? We all know that. So what is the protocol in China for now?
So first, I show our welcome for you. We welcome you to come to Chongqing. I think you have the country. You have the country come to here. If you are qualified doctors in your country, you can come to Chongqing to do some face-to-face training, because you learn this and you can do HIFU in your country, not in China.
So please, I think Professor Zhang Lian would like to share about this.
So I'm very glad to to answer your question, Olarik. So really, I hope like next year we can see you in Chongqing. But so far, I mean, like I just came back from America. So even when I come back, I had to have 2 weeks isolation. Then I have to stay in my home for another 1 week. So about 3 weeks. So far the policy didn't change. Probably next year, I think, because I'm confident next year this will be changed. So then you can. I really want to see my friends like you guys. So I want to travel to Thailand, Indonesia or something to meet you guys too. So I think so far in this technique right now, I mean, is mature, and we even in China now we treat even right now in my Haifu hospital. So every day we average, even like the COVID-19 pandemic right now, I think we have very strict policy, but every day we still treat like around 5 cases. So I hope if you guys have the chance to come to Chongqing, I think it's easier for you to master this technique and to when you, I mean, after 1 month or something, you can come back to treat the patient by yourselves.
Okay. Thank you. For how about in Taiwan? How about in Chongqing?
Yes, I have some edit there. Because you know, Zhang Lian is the chairman of the training committee, and we plan in the APAGE, they have some overseas the training center. That is when some guy they can come in to China, then or maybe they just locate in Singapore, locate in Thailand or in the Malaysia. They have some training center will be set up. One will be in Singapore. That is the Dr. Relly Yanuari, and the second will be in Taiwan, but they are not settled down yet. And another in Hong Kong. And so maybe recently we were talking about another one in Malaysia. So in the near future, I think if they are still not available for Chongqing, I think the Chongqing is the best place because they are a very huge amount of the so experienced surgeon, experienced Haifu doctor there. So I think that is the best place to train. But in the basic course, or you just need to have initialized the experience. Maybe you can choose the overseas the training centers, just like in Singapore, in Taiwan, or in Malaysia. They will be established maybe next year or the end of this year. It should be supervised by the Dr. Zhang Lian. Yes, I think if we can have some audit on the center, that would be good for every overseas doctor to have a basic training. And just you need to have a advanced course, then you can go to Chongqing after the quarantine have been complete, or they have not need to have any quarantine anymore. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a very great idea, Prof. Lee, to spreading the training center of the Haifu.
Yes.
Because more closer for the doctor place for hospital is getting more cheaper for the doctor come to the training center. Especially yes, for the COVID pandemic situation, which is a lot of doctors still awareness of the infection. So most of them still wait and see to get training on the China. I think it's very, very nice idea. Hopefully on the short time, the training center outside of the China will be held it and open it, and more doctors will be around the world learn about the Haifu.
Yes.
Yeah.